EhMaGawd.
that woman.
EhMaGawd Penny. I love her so much. Okay, we have so much to talk about right now. Okay, hi, EhMaGawd. Welcome back to the show. This week was very, very exciting. We had the best guest ever. I mean, like, Oprah should be so lucky.
She won't be.
Truly. Penelope Mandel, who is a psychic medium. I mean,
but she's an XL at heart. She's no medium.
I don't even know how to describe her. I've been speaking to Penelope. I've been going to her for readings for 8 years now. And when I tell you GLUs, she has never, ever been wrong, ever. Every single thing that she's ever said to me has come true. I was telling stories over the weekend of things that she said to me years ago that made absolutely zero sense at the time, and then they ended up making sense. It's bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
She is a bundle of joy. She is a light. She is just such a dream.
She is love personified for real.
Yes.
She talks about how she first learned that she had this gift. She talks about how she honed it. She talks about how she solved crimes, which, hello. And she gave us a live reading. And you guys,
which was
let me just
wild and accurate. Like,
it was wild and accurate. And let me just say this. If you know me for 2 seconds, you know that I am freezing cold 24 hours a day. I was sweating so hard during this recording, like fanning myself. And she said it's because the energy that was coming through. Like at one point, you and I were both glistening. And I'm like fanning my face, fanning my pits, like so sweaty.
Yeah, I got hot too.
Yeah,
and now I'm not.
Like, yeah,
now
that
it's
happens.
over.
No,
we got off with
now
her.
I've
Now
got
I'm
like those
totally
that
fine.
clammy chills where it's like the heat's gone and I'm just clammy.
Same.
I need to go take a shower after that. That was incredible.
It's incredible. I love her so much. The live reading is actually wild. The first and only thing that she said to me just right out the gate was completely on point, and something that Lisi and I offline were talking about 5 minutes before we started recording, like quite literally. So it's nuts.
Oh, and if you want to know what's it like dying, what it's like.
Oh, we talk about death.
I can't even speak. Like, I'm so moved. What you said.
I know.
Just listen. She's amazing.
She's incredible. I've been talking to her for almost a decade, and every time that I speak to her, I feel lighter and more optimistic. And there's a sense of calm that she gives that is immeasurable. I mean, it's unbelievable. So her phone number is in the description of the pod. So please give her a call if you are needing a reading. She does 30-minute readings by phone. She's incredible. And please just enjoy this interview with world-renowned psychic medium Penelope Mandel.
Penelope Mandel.
Oh my God. EhMaGawd.
EhMaGawd.
Oh my God. Let's get into it. It's gonna go off to the races. Okay, ready? Here we go. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. I can't. I'm like sweaty. I'm sweaty.
I'm literally
feel like we're meeting like the royal family right now.
I know. Okay, I'm letting her in.
Our queen, our royal.
Hello.
Oh, there she is. There she is. Penelope.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I've been waiting for this. Yeah, I'm excited. Look how beautiful you both are.
Come on, Penelope, stop it.
Well, just calling it as I see it.
Sweet. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Do you want to say the part about how we're beautiful again, just in case you missed it?
You are so beautiful, Lisi, and of course, Ellen, that includes you too. The fact is, I mean, I'm giving you a run for your money. I know I'm competitive with this looking stuff. You know, you have a lot to be intimidated by.
In every category, you win.
Now you're just being the charming you, miss. Thank you. Thank you for saying
that. Oh my gosh.
Is there a delay?
Slightly.
Thank you very much.
Slightly, yeah.
She knows. She can sense that we're like, oh, it's a little delayed.
She can sense. Oh my God, this is so dangerous. Like, we can't even think thoughts. This is like, my brain is
mind
naked
reader.
and
Don't
afraid.
give me that much credit. I am not I wish. You have nothing to fear, ladies. Nothing.
Thank you.
I know you really do have such an ability of putting people at ease. So I want to start the show by saying we're so excited to have you here. You probably don't even realize this, but I called you for the first time 8 years ago, literally 2018. I called you for the very first time. And you told me the craziest stuff. All of it happened, every single thing.
I love that.
And the most bizarre, right at the outset of the reading, I don't think I've even told you this, Lisi. Penelope goes, "You have a man on your hip, man on your hip, man on your hip." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. This is not making sense to me." And I was like join at the hip, like a friend. And you're like, "No, like physically, like there's something about a man physically on your hip." And I went, "Oh." My dad and I have the same birthday, and I have our birthday tattooed on my hip.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That just gave me full goosies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
From that moment on, I was like, I'm sticking with her. She knows her stuff.
What an honor and privilege. You don't understand what that does for me, because I'm just a vessel. I'm just the one that's hearing information. It's not me making it up. I'm just giving you what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling, and also my trusty cards. So, I mean, I'm very honored and privileged. Lisa,
we want to get
amazing.
into all of that, and we have so many. What?
I said, you're really amazing. I was saying I was giving you a compliment, which you handle so well, Lisi.
Thank you, Penelope.
She is amazing. I don't know what you know about her, but she is a very, very established author. New York Times bestseller, #1.
Not shocked.
Just a vessel too, as well, Penelope. We are vessels as one. There's so many questions we want to ask you, like a crazy amount. So I apologize in advance. But I also want to apologize because we have to ask you the whole like origin story, where this all came from. And I know you probably get asked this 1,000 times a day. So I do apologize, but here comes 1,001. Everybody listening is dying to know, how did you first discover you had this gift? What did it feel like? All that origin stuff. We'll start there.
I'm on it.
Don't mind.
I wish it was 1,000 times a day. I'd be speaking to you from my private island, but it's not true. I have to plug something if someone wants to know a little bit more about me. I just had a film on Switchboard magazine featured with my name Penny, which is my nickname, and it's on that venue, and they made a little documentary, a short film. Here's to answer your question. When I was 2 years old, I remember having feelings about things, but I didn't articulate what they were. I was too young. But I would know good and bad. I would have a good feeling about someone that I would embrace, I'd give them a hug, and there were people that I would not go near. And back in those days, my mom would have parties, people over the house, and it was a custom. We'd kiss everybody goodnight, and I refused to go near certain people. My mother, being British, was mortified that I said, no, I'm not going near them. And eventually down the road, years later, who was the wife beater? Who was the one that died from alcoholism on a fire? These are the people that I couldn't go near. But I didn't know as a 2-year-old what I was feeling. I just knew I couldn't go near them, and I would hide from them. I would want to run and hide. So your earliest memory of having a feeling was then. And I believe babies know, before we mess with kids' brains, they know instinct. They know what they're feeling. So that's the short answer.
Just like animals. I mean, my dog is the friendliest thing in the world, but there's certain people that she just is repelled by. And I'm like,
absolutely,
cross the street, this one's danger.
Innocence of instinct. We complicate things as adults. But if everybody just allowed what they instinctively feel, I believe everyone could tap into this. Not just me.
Really?
I've just perfected it, and I've paid attention to it, and I've worked on it, just like you guys do in your business. I mean, it just doesn't flow right out of you. It takes work. It takes dedication.
That's something I was going to ask you too, is like some people are born good singers, for example, and other people can train and learn how to sing.
Right.
And so I was going to ask you, you were born in this comparison, the good singer. so to speak. Could I learn to do what you do? Could I train?
Absolutely.
Like you had it since birth and you tapped into it, but could everybody do what you do with the right training?
I believe with the right training, yes. I think it's like fine-tuning in the old days where we used to have to fine-tune a radio to get on the station. It was a matter of adjustment. It was a matter of how we really just stayed quiet and listened to the actual fine-tuning of what you may be hearing and not paying attention to. There's a lot of noise out there and a lot of distraction. And then there's receptors in our heads that we feel instinctually. We have feelings. A lot of people call it a gut reaction. And for whatever reason, they don't trust that and they second guess it. And I can't tell you how many times I hear people, I should have followed my gut. I felt it in my belly. I said, there it is. That's what we're speaking about.
So when were you able to go from the 2-year-old to the next stage where you are able to go, oh, maybe I'm a little different or something different is happening, where you're sort of like, oh, I'm not like the other kids?
Excellent question. I really started doing work with other people. My cousin, Pam, they live in New Jersey, and they would say, do a reading for our friends. We'd like you to do a reading. And I was really very, very shy as a kid. I felt very different than other people. So by the time I was 17, 18, my cousin and my family, my sister, you have to do this more. You have to do it more. As I did that more and was encouraged more, I came out of my shyness, but I was much better one-on-one. And then my sister brought me to an institute in Manhattan, which was a psychic intuitive program to test if you had an ability. And I don't know if you both may be too young to remember this man by the name of Kreskin. He was
the amazing
very well
Kreskin.
known.
I thought it was like a shtick. Wait, wasn't he on the Johnny Carson show and he'd like pretend to read an envelope that was sealed?
Yes.
I thought that was just like bullshit.
But no, Kreskin was a real guy.
Was he real?
And he was
but I thought he really knew what was inside the envelope.
He was mimicking the real guy who really knew how to do. Johnny Carson was mimicking Kreskin, who was a real person. And he was in my class with me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. I thought it was a Johnny Carson character. I didn't know. I was too young. I didn't know that he was. That's so funny.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
And he didn't call himself, I think he called himself another name, Johnny, but I'm not sure. But he did do the skit with the big turban and he held the thing to his head and he said,
He called it the Amazing Kreskin.
Well, there was a real amazing Kreskin who was on television often. And there he was sitting in this room with me. There were about 30 people in the room in a circle, and they did various different tests. And that's when the person who was running these tests went up and said to my sister and myself, I've never met anybody like you, to me, and said, you're the only one that passed all of these tests with flying colors. And I thought, I'm not even a good test taker. I didn't even know that I was being, it was shocking to me. They would do the last test. That's how I found out legitimately that it was real and that I wasn't the only one.
What were some of the tests they had you do?
The last test that sticks in my mind the most was there was a box put in the middle of the circle on the floor. And they had us focus on the box and say, something's in the box, and we want you to write down what you feel or see. And I kept hearing silver apple. Silver apple, it made no sense. But I wrote down on my pad, silver apple, and it was a silver apple paperweight in the box. And I thought,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did anyone else get it?
No, I was the only one. I said silver apple. I was the only one. And do you know, honestly, I didn't even know I could do that. I mean, I had no idea. Nobody ever put a box in front of me and said, focus on it. No one. It was the first time.
Do you just hear it like a thought? Do you get a visual? How do these messages come through literally for you?
All of the above. I get a vision. I hear a story. Sometimes a voice will be speaking with me. and saying to me, say this. The first time I did something, it's called psychometry, which is you take an article.
When you hold something.
Piece of jewelry, you hold it. At that class, actually, that I took this ring from a woman and I put it to my head, all I saw was a rose. I kept seeing a rose. So I said, I don't know, I'm not really getting very much. All I'm seeing is a rose. And this perfect stranger burst into tears. And she said that was my mother's name.
Oh my God.
Rose. And I went, oh, okay. Now,
that is wild.
And that was an image. It was not a voice. I just saw a rose. So it's very individual. It really, it comes in different ways.
My coworkers were making a joke today that I need like an influencer discount code for you because I have referred you to so many people. I have no idea. You unbeknownst to you completely, because you only take a first name and you start every call with a first name and your month and day of birth. And
Correct.
So that's all you know. But unbeknownst to you, you have read all of my friends, my entire family.
Are you looking for a family discount, Ellen? I'm going to have to give you a discount. I am so appreciative. You have no idea. I don't advertise. I told you about the film because it just recently came out, actually a little bit of a week and a half ago. I'm not on Instagram. I don't want to know anything ahead of time.
Well, that clouds to your earlier point about when you were saying that, younger kids have it more naturally because they're clean and unfettered by the world and what you're supposed to think and not think. The less you know, the cleaner you are.
Exactly. And also, with all due respect, I'm not a fame person. I don't know famous people. I've had people show up on my screen and I think they look familiar and they're famous. They're like people that are known. I don't know who's going to call me ahead of time. I sometimes just have initials. I don't even have a name.
Sure.
Let me ask you, why the birthday? How does the birthday help you?
I was told by an elder in Brazil that I went to see for myself. I went many years ago, over 30 years ago. And the elder said to me, there are three things you need to pay attention to. Just the first name of the person, their birthday, month and day. Doesn't matter what year they were born. That's not important. You can't have any money touch your hands. Now, this is before Venmo and PayPal and all that stuff. That wasn't even invented yet. So people would come to me, and I have on my table my bowl, and people would put money in that bowl. That bowl has been with me for over 40 years. And I'd have people put the money in that bowl or send me a check, which was fine. I had to wait at least 24 hours before I let money pass my hand because it can't be about money.
So what did this person tell you, about yourself and your gift?
It's very interesting because I had an interpreter. She spoke only Portuguese, so I don't speak Portuguese. And she said, you are going to be speaking to people from all over the world, and you need to know you have a reason for being here. And I said, get out of here. What are you talking? What? I mean, I was really saying, this woman's crazy. She has no idea what she's talking about. But she obviously did. And it was a long time ago. And I thought, I'm not going to talk to a lot of people. I don't even like people that much. This is not me. She must be talking about somebody else.
I can relate.
I was going to ask you, so you have told me in our calls before that you have a background working in healthcare.
45 years.
Wow. What did you do?
I did nursing. I did mostly geriatric care. I was a director for a while. I did administration. I cleaned diapers. I've done every variation of healthcare that you can imagine.
God's work.
And
oh my gosh.
I work with geriatrics, and now I am one.
Were you doing this and that at the same time, or did you kind of leave that industry and then move into this full time? And how did you make those decisions?
Or did you help people transition?
Yeah, that too.
Ding,
Lisi,
ding,
you're
ding,
not
ding,
just
ding,
good
ding,
looking.
ding.
You have a head.
Oh, baby.
You're a smarty pants, you know. I had a calling. to work with geriatrics. I love them. I did work in psychiatry. I worked with people that were mentally challenged for a while. My niche, what I really loved, was the elderly, because I felt they needed someone who would respect and love them. And in addition, I helped the people that I knew were going and crossing over. And I helped them talk about it. I helped them understand the spiritual part of what they were going through. It was something I didn't speak about because a lot of people did not understand, but I had the honor and privilege of knowing and having quality time. I took the time.
Did they ever come to you after they passed?
Yeah. I was just speaking about one of my patients actually over the weekend that I remembered his name. I'm going back probably about 35 years ago. And it was a lovely, lovely man. And he came to me last week, actually, and I couldn't believe, just to say that he was okay. I just had a vision of him. And I would visit this man every morning when I started work. Before I went up to my office, I went to see him at his bedside. But I knew the day that he was passing, when I walked in, that he was gone. And by the way, 30-something years ago, people didn't talk about what I do. It wasn't health professional related. So
what do you want everybody to know about death?
Not to be frightened.
That you think, no, and then she just left. Can't. The timing, you gotta use that as a.
Oh my gosh, you're back.
Are
you're
you
back?
getting so hot too? I'm
Oh
so
my God,
hot.
I'm sweating.
Penelope, the timing of that was incredible. The comedic timing of you saying don't
be,
and then you're gone.
Okay. Well, I aim to please, ladies. I aim to please.
We're cracking up. I know, I am sweating. I told my friend who called you the other day, like, the energy that happens when I'm on the phone with you. I told my friend Peyton, I was like, you need to go somewhere where you can, like, walk around. Like, I pace the entire time.
Dude, is that why I'm sweating? Because I am cold all the time. This is the first time I've ever broken a sweat. Probably in 15
well, welcome.
years. Like, what is happening?
Because
is this you? Are you doing
this?
Oh, yeah,
I'm very powerful. I make people go into the sweats. I think what happens is there's such a genuine, real energy going on here. And you're feeling it physically.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, Ellen, have you ever known me to be hot? Ever?
No, she, like, complained. Like, I mean...
It's just like I've never fanned myself in my life.
Lisi.
She came to visit me and like wanted the thermostat to be like 78 degrees. I was like, I'm gonna kill you.
I wanted hot flashes so badly and never got them. Penelope is my hot flash.
Well, let me just say, maybe
you're the hot flash I've been waiting for.
Maybe that's the energy coming out of you in such a wonderful way. You're releasing something right now. And you probably are not aware that our connection gives you some kind of release. And that's what I would aim to try very hard, to allow people to just let go and not be fearful. And that's the answer to the question about death, because I've seen and I've experienced people that have crossed. I've watched people actually dying in front of me, and they have a peaceful, amazing connection to the afterlife. And the afterlife is not scary. What it is, my experience to see people, is that they release all the pain. There's no more pain. There's no more anguish in their heads. It's a true release. Now, people say, how could you say that? What about prisoners? They're human. They could also release.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying
interesting.
There are people with bad energy, ladies. I'm not saying that there aren't people with bad energy, but that's this lifetime. The next lifetime, they could be saints.
Well, how long do they stay up there? Because I've had readings from you or other people, and I have someone in my life who passed who keeps coming through no matter who I'm talking to, he is consistent. And how long is he there before he comes back? Or will he come back? Like, where are they? Are they all hanging out in a lounge? Like, what's happening?
You know, that's a really tricky question.
Where's the party? Like, I don't know what to picture.
Here's what I believe. There are some people that when they pass, they transition. There are people that they release what this lifetime has been, and they go right into their next phase. It could come as a pet. It could come as their whole next life could be not even human. They could come in a completely different form. And I really know that because I've had 4 dogs, and I know for a fact that those dogs was someone from my ancestry that came back that I had to love and take care of. And I knew by the way they looked at me. There was a familiar. Do you know what I mean? Are you pet owners?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
yes.
absolutely.
And now I'm like, can you do a reading on the dog?
I know.
I have. You're making a joke.
Sure.
I actually have read animals for people. That's not because they do have an energy that they're carrying. My experience, which is fun, and I'm going to answer your question, Lisi, there is no one answer to that. Everybody, as we live, as we die, they take on another machination, another, it could be that they don't come back and they just remain in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are lessons to be learned, guess what? We have to come back and do it again in another form. We have to come.
Well, okay, I have to ask you this now. It was one of my questions for later, but now it's really on point. I have a theory that I wanted to run by you because I've had this theory for a long time. You might be the only person that can answer it. You know the whole saying, history repeats itself. Obviously, we all know that saying. I was wondering if it repeats itself because the same people are coming back and they haven't learned enough to like not come back and go to wherever like that next wonderful place is. So they have the same soul correction over and over and they haven't gotten it completely right and haven't gotten it completely right. So it's repeating itself because they are repeating themselves.
They're not,
does that make sense?
Totally, but not exact. I don't feel that people come back in the same form as they did in a prior life, but they carry the energy and the lesson that they need to learn. So I'll give an example. I know someone who I know we had to be married in another lifetime. I met them. I knew immediately that I knew him from another life. There was no doubting the connection. And it wasn't something I'd said to him. It's just what I knew inside. And that whole deja vu energy, have you ever experienced deja vu?
Yeah.
I think that's part of the process of when we have done something before and we get a blip, like an energy pull, and it feels so familiar. I've been here before. This feels like I know what this person's going to say because you do. You do know what they're, because you've done it before. Now, it may not have been in the form of what you look like today, but that doesn't mean you haven't had that interaction. And I love that. I love when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been on a New York City subway? Either one of you?
Oh,
yes, we both
very long time. We both lived there.
Yeah,
I have sat in the subway and locked eyes with someone that I have no idea, but I know them. And they smile. We have us interchange of smile, and it is wonderful. The same incident when I was younger, though, I used to get on the subway and have a panic attack, and I thought it was me. It wasn't. I was caught in this cylinder with all these souls around me.
Yeah.
And I thought
overwhelming.
It was completely overwhelming. Now, hello, how you doing? Hi. Love it. I love it. Really, it's such a privilege. Can you imagine if we all as humans allowed that energy versus the fear, everything we hear to make us feel uneasy? I don't watch the news. I'm not interested in politics. All of that is crap. What's important is our soul connections with people. And we have forgotten the basics, That's what I try to teach.
It's true.
Beautiful.
And it's so beautiful. And I always do leave a reading with you feeling so much lighter and just like, there's always a sense of relief, always. As like a chronically anxious person, it's nice to have someone tell you everything's going to be fine.
You anxious? Come on.
I know you're always like, calm down, calm down. I know it's a lot, but I want to ask, what do you do when you get on with somebody and they have a bad energy? Does that ever happen where you get on with someone and you're like, ooh,
yeah,
but then you have to continue the reading. Like, what do you do?
No.
Oh,
no.
You say
no. If I have someone calling me and having that, I call it a shtick. It depends on what they're pushing out. I will stop and say, you know something? This isn't working right now. I really don't feel I'm meant to connect to you. I'm really sorry. I have to get off the phone. And then they go, well, how much do I owe you? No charge. I will not.
Yeah.
I don't want to be paid for something that I don't earn. It's not about money. Remember my Brazilian lady. It can't ever be about that. It's about the interchange. And there's been times I've said to people, why did you call me? If you called me with that energy, you've got the wrong girl. I'm not just going to tell you what you want to hear. You can, we can stop this now. And I've done that with some people that you would never believe that no one's ever spoken to them like that before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But how do you mic drop?
For the listener, Penelope just dropped a mic.
Yeah,
I did.
And so you do mostly over the phone. I've only ever spoken to you on the phone.
Well,
for the past 8 years.
That's true.
But my mom actually came to see you in person, which she loved, and will tell the story forever to her deathbed. Honestly, it's the greatest. So you do these phone calls and you're pretty booked. How many people are you reading on average daily?
Oh, God. I don't keep count. Today I did about 10 people. I do half-hour sessions mostly with people. There have been times that people need more time. I'm not a clock watcher, except if I schedule on the half hour. It also gives me time to clean the energy before the next person, so I don't always like to, do back-to-back, but there are a lot of days that happens. But it's so interesting for me that I have now perfected my own ability. Okay, next. Clean that. It's like wiping a whiteboard with an eraser. That's what happens that's what happened to my hair. All the color went right up. You see what happens when you do this? But
yeah,
I could do the most I have done, I think. Well, I've done parties. I do parties with groups. And that could be.
Yeah, does that drain you though? Like, aren't you drained?
I get so jazzed up. No, it's like cocaine.
You do?
I shouldn't say that.
Baby. Yeah, you can.
Hello,
yes, you can.
Audience. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying it's a rush. It's a rush for me.
Yeah.
Really? I would assume you'd be depleted.
No,
from
everybody
all that.
thinks that. I get so excited and I'm so jazzed up. Can you imagine plugging into all that energy, what that must feel like when people are giving me.
No.
Well, think about someone, equate it to when you fall in love with someone and that energy that surges through your body when you meet someone and there's that chemistry. That's what happens to me with people.
Oh, that's such a good way of explaining it, because I'm picturing myself at a party and after I've small talked a couple people, I need to go sit in the bathroom in silence. So I was picturing that, but when you put it that way, I understand. That's great.
Let me be clear. I run out of charming. I run out. I can be, and if I'm not working, I could be very shy. I will sit on the outside watching because it's a lot to take in. And also I'm sitting there thinking, bullshit artist, that person's full of shit. I don't want to go near that. I mean, I do that.
Yeah.
And then I really step back. I'm really actually very, very shy. If it's not a work thing, I will pull back.
So you can turn it off. You can turn it off.
Yeah,
when you need
I didn't
to,
know that until later in life, but I did realize that I have more control over it. Again, you're a writer. I can't even put a sentence together. So there it goes. I mean, how you can, take your words and make them magic. My words only come out of here. As you both know, I don't write anything down or keep any information.
Wow.
Is there a neurological explanation to this that you know of, or is it just purely is there a brain thing that you've tapped into that other people haven't? Is there any scientific explanation? Not that I even need it, because I'm fully loving. I'm a spiritual woo-woo.
Listen, really wish I could say that it's just me. I wish I could say that to you and your audience, but the truth is, for me to say something like that would be so not correct. I believe the sciences really only examine certain amounts of the brain cells and what the brain is capable of. I believe everybody could tap into a spiritual connection or an intuitive connection. I do not believe it's just me. I think it's like muscles. We exercise.
Yeah.
I could bulk up. You could be defined. It's really, we could be lifting the same weight and our bodies respond differently. Same thing with my brain.
So what's really funny is that whenever I recommend you to people, which I do constantly, the reaction is always, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. What if she tells me something I don't want to hear? I'm nervous. Like and I remember feeling that way the first time that I spoke with you as well. But you have a way of delivering things. You're not doomsday at all.
No.
It's always positive. It's always just a really lovely experience. However, I'm sure things come through that you kind of have to navigate the delivery. For example, I texted my friend who introduced me to you 8 years ago, and I said, oh my gosh, Penelope's coming on the podcast. I'm so excited. And she said the last time that I spoke to her, I actually kind of had some doubts and I was like confused about things that she said, and it just seemed a little off. And she said that you told her something life altering is going to happen to you in June. So just be ready. And so she goes through June. It's June 28th. And she's like, what the hell was Penelope talking about? Like nothing's happening. June 28th, she and her husband were in California with her grandmother, and her grandmother had a stroke. And she was there, and if they had not been there, she very well could have passed away. And it was this huge life-altering moment for her. So I guess my question is, when you deliver that message, like, do you hear like something very big and bad is coming and you just deliver it as like a life, like how do you,
or
did you hear like
stroke?
She's going to have a stroke? Like,
yeah,
like your grandmother's going to have a stroke and you're going to have to be the one to take her to the hospital. And like, what happens in those scenarios when doomsday does inevitably come in every once in a while? I'm sure.
I will only go to a place if I know I could say something that will help someone prepare. And I'll give you an example. I was on the phone before we did videos. Back in the day, I only did the phone. And a woman said, hi, honey, in the middle of our session. I said, who did you just say hi to? And she said, my husband just got back from the doctor. I said, you have to get off the phone with me and get him to the hospital right now. I heard it yelling in my head, get him to the hospital. She said, okay. Thank God she knew me. Next thing, hours later, her daughter called me. She went, Penelope, you're not going to believe this. My mother told me to call you and said that she brought her husband and he had a heart attack as they got to the emergency room, and they were able to save him because she listened. And by the way, the doctor he just came from said he was fine. There was nothing to be.
Oh my God.
Now, I heard it loud, very loud in my head. Get off the phone, get him to the hospital. And thank goodness she listened, because he would have died. So things like that, I cannot not say when it comes to emergencies, or if there is something someone can do about it to either avoid it or prepare it. I have a medical intuitive energy as well, where I will say to somebody, you know what, something's not right with your belly. I think you need to get it checked out. That happens for me all the time. But here's the big but. I will not say anything if I know the person's either going to be scared to death and I'm going to frighten them to the point of them getting sick. I am not about that. I'm a healer. I'm all about helping.
Yeah.
And you have to have good bedside manner when you do the work that I do.
Yeah. And yours is wonderful. Whose voice was screaming in your head? Or was it just...
I couldn't answer that. I just heard, get off the phone, get to the hospital. Those were the words I heard. I don't know who was saying it.
My gosh.
And
that's the wild part.
That has happened many, many times. Many times. It happened to me. Yeah. And I'm not often reading myself. I'm not on. But I used to leave very early in the morning. And, in the morning in the winter, it's dark. And I was walking to my car, and that same energy came, turn around. and I turned and there was a man standing right behind me, and he threw his hands up because he was shocked because I turned around so quickly. And I said, "My husband, I forgot to get something." And I ran by him and I got on my phone while I was running. It was an actual rapist who they were looking for in my neighborhood, and they caught him. They caught him.
Oh my!
So you called 911 and said,
as I was running.
I have a feeling this guy's a rapist.
I said, there was a man following me. He's on, it was Avenue X at the time, and I know he's going to hurt somebody. Please get a police car.
Oh,
and
my
I
God.
startled him. I did not hear him, though, ladies. I did not hear him behind me. The voice that energy said, "Turn around." That's what saved me.
Oh.
Let's just take a minute with that one. Oh, my God.
It is crazy. And even more so, at that time, and I still think this applies, 911 can call you back. And they called me back and they said, "Thank you so much. We actually caught someone we've been looking for a long time. He's a known rapist." And that's how I found out. I would never have known.
Holy shit. That is the craziest
Well, they also
thing.
called to see if he actually touched me. Like, how did I know?
Yeah.
You think I'm
Right.
going to start telling them how I knew? I'm not stupid.
Right.
I don't want the people to come to my house and interview me.
Wait, speaking of the police, I heard a rumor years ago, because your name is all over New York City. I mean, like, everyone in New York knows who you are. And I was talking to a girl that I used to work with when I lived in Manhattan, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, my psychic is the best, Penelope." And she goes, "Penny?" And I was like, "Yeah, Penny." And she goes, "Oh my God, Ellen, she is world renowned. She used to solve cold cases for the NYPD. Is that true, or is that a rumor?"
No, it's true.
Oh, damn.
It's one of those things that I've told people for years and years, and I'm like, I don't even care if it's true. It's like, even if it's a lie, like, I love it so much that like, I don't even, if it's a rumor, I'm going to lean into it anyway. I don't even care. So that is true. How did that come to be? This is fascinating to me.
Some of it I really can't talk about, but I will say to you that I have gotten calls. One in particular stands out the most, but it was so, for the record, it's very heart-wrenching when I have to step into, because if I am helping people solve something, whether it be a murder, etc., I then have to feel what that individual actually went through for me to even access any information. And one of the last things I did, it was upstate New York. They called me from upstate and they said they had a missing child. It was a young child. And I said, okay, I'll just focus in on what could have possibly. And it ended up, I saw the body of this child in the woods upstate, right near a park area, a very wooded area. And I saw the body and it ended up, they found him. They found it. It was near Bear Mountain, upstate New York. And they did arrest the person. I'm just going to say they arrested the person who did it. And thank God they found this little fella's body, which was probably the most painful because it's a young being and it was heart-wrenching to see him.
Yeah.
But then they, of course, asked me, "How did you know?" And of course, my answer is, "Why'd you call me?" You know, like,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
so you told them where he was.
I knew, I had a vision of Bear Mountain. I saw a sign in my head, and it was actually near the Bear Mountain Bridge. And they found
that is crazy.
But it's not something I do anymore that I access. I don't like the feeling that I have because you have to go dark. You have to really go dark. I don't like dark. I like light.
I can actually feel that right now. I just tried to picture it, and it feels like being pulled like down into darkness. Like I can actually feel that pull.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
exactly what
the difference of energy of like light energy and dark energy is very real.
And it's so odd, even for me. Like, how did I know that? I get off the phone and I think, are you allowed to curse on this venue?
Yes,
Fuck,
yes.
Because my first thing is, what the fuck? What? Seriously?
Yeah.
Like, how? Really? Like, why did I know that? And that's the thing. If you remain humble to it and just open, I'm surprised too. I'm equally surprised as you guys are. I don't take it for granted. It happened.
That's wild. I can't believe I'm even going to say this or compare myself to you in any way, but that feeling of surprise, when I read my old books that I wrote, I am as surprised. Like I wrote that, that feeling of, I can't even believe this thing that I'm doing or connecting or channeling is also me. I've said it to Ellen a million times and it sounds so stupid and like artiste and whatever. And I'm none of those things. Like, I'm not trying to be pretentious, but I've said to Ellen so many times, because we were rereading some of my old books. And I'm like, I have no memory of writing that. I cannot believe I knew to write that. Where did that come from?
You channeled the information. You were a vessel for all that information. You took that information, which I can't do. Ellen, you could, because you're creative. I'm not a creative. And you took that information as a creative. You were chosen. You were chosen in this lifetime to be a storyteller.
Yeah. It's crazy. And then once that information comes through, it's gone. And so, like, I don't remember the things that I wrote or said ever.
Well, I only remember when someone reconnects to me, then there's some kind of information that's a continuum. I do not write anything down about anybody. I do not feel that I want anyone's private information. I'm like, come from the HIPAA generation. I don't want to release any information.
Yeah.
But you both are very creative and you know how to do that. I don't know how to be that. I mean, I'm trying to be charming right now. I don't feel like I'm an entertainer.
You're crushing it. Oh my gosh. Penelope, you're crushing it. Would it be possible to throw you a surprise party, or would you know about it?
That's a good question.
It's your surprise party, and it's the day of, and I'm saying, Penelope, Ellen and I are in New York. Would you like to grab some dinner? And we're really just trying to get you away from the location so that we can then take you there and surprise you. Would you have a feeling?
I could be sucker punched, but I may have glimmers of something that may not make sense because it's like a surgeon being able to do surgery on themselves. They can't. So I get information.
Right.
That thing about that happened with that man, that was not about me doing something for me. That was somebody protecting me. That was a spirit protecting me. I know that for a fact. But reading for myself, so maybe if you, and I don't like surprise parties, so please don't think of doing that. But
we won't, I promise. But we still might take you to dinner because we are planning to go to New York together, and that's a dinner that needs to happen.
I never say no. I love food.
Same.
You do such a good job of explaining this. Like, I really, as hard as it is to understand, you do a very good job of helping the lay person understand the difference between being a medium and getting a message and getting an image. Like, it's very complex.
I really thank you for that compliment, but I am a very simple person. I do not feel that I'm that complicated. I try to uncomplicate complicated. I think people get caught up with the noise and the energy and what we're being fed day to day. And all I want to do is make it an easier path, an easier life.
You do.
Get rid of the debris. Well, thank you. Thank you.
You do. You do.
Try.
It's like, seriously, you really, really do. And so this is, I guess, my last question. And then we should probably start to wrap up a little bit, even though I could talk to you forever.
Thank you.
Forever.
But, so as you're sitting here talking with us, for example, is anything coming in as we're having a conversation? Are you receiving, does that happen to you all the time? Even though you're not doing a reading right now, do things come through?
Yes, they do. But I also respect being invited to give that information. There's a famous person, I'll just say famous person, who's known on television, who just walks up to people and starts saying what they feel about them. For me, I find that intrusive, and I don't feel that that's okay. I think I need to be invited into being allowed to say what I'm hearing. So I may hear something and I'm not going to necessarily say it unless it's life-threatening, where then I would say.
Right.
But no, I may get feelings, but I'm not on all the time. I would be out of my mind if I was on all the time. So you have to know how to.
Well, we're inviting you.
Yeah, well,
yeah, we're inviting you. Anything coming through?
Well, Ellen, it's interesting. I'm going to answer you first, okay? Because I do feel that you have a contract or something you have to sign. There's something about you signing something, and it may not be.
Yes, my lease.
There you go.
Oh my God, sweat.
Yeah, I'm literally waiting. Again. I'm waiting on a lease for a place to live right now.
I'm hearing there's a signature required and a signing that's going to be very favorable for you and be very happy for you. But that's really what I'm hearing the most, that nobody could know that.
Lisi's like we talked about it 5 minutes before getting on with you. She's like, "What's going on with your lease?" I'm like, "I'm waiting on it. The woman's sending it over to me, like shortly." Well, yeah, that is fucking wild.
Oh my
God.
There
you go, in real time, you guys. Like
real time.
Okay,
hit me up,
Lisi,
Penelope. What do you got?
For you, sweetheart, you have another story to tell, and I feel it being related to children. I don't know why I'm feeling something about children with you, and I don't know what.
I don't either.
I'm not saying it's this moment. I'm feeling you have a story to tell, or there's something about you with children. I don't know what the children energy is.
Well, both of my children are leaving for college this week. I don't know if
Are you
that's
having
what you're
empty nest?
About, but it's been weird. Yeah, I'm starting. Okay, yes, well, not yet, but I will. Then yeah, it's very top of mind. Put it that way.
Okay, well, I did not know that, and I feel that children is the energy around you is about children and writing. So maybe it's you organizing them or somehow having to help them be organized. I feel like you're the part of.
Well, yeah.
Well, that I
yeah.
I didn't know, and even though they're not babies. Because I think you went to toddlers and little children. They are your children.
They are my children. And yes, there's a lot. I'm thinking about them nonstop. And
they're going to be fine.
One goes Thursday, one goes Saturday, and it's terrifying.
They're going to be fine. They're going to be absolutely fine. You've raised two tough people. They are very, very tough.
Are they?
Much tougher than you give them credit. And by the way, when you're not around, they know how to be in control. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay. That's the youngest one, especially. I'm like, is he going to be able to know how to eat? Like, I'm not kidding. I'm like, but I'm hoping that he learns, like, once he's there.
You know what's really great about young people? They figure it out. And you don't have to micromanage them or helicopter them. You need to be trusting that you have planted such a strong foundation for these children, your children, that you can now say, all right, now I've done my job. Let them do theirs.
Yes. And the writing is what's going to happen once they leave. It can work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that's what we're talking about.
That's what I was hearing about you. Also,
yeah.
Are you a runner? Do you run?
God, no.
Okay, who's the
all.
runner? I'm hearing
I don't know.
Did you have someone in your life that passed that was a runner? I'm hearing ask about the runner. I don't know what running means. That came to me as I was telling you about your children. I heard ask about the runner.
The runner. I really
don't know. It will make sense
runner.
later. Don't worry. It will come.
Probably.
It will come. But I want you to trust the feeling. More importantly, trust that feeling that you have about anyone. If you get that feeling, there's a reason you're getting it. And don't ever, because I hate when people go, I had the feeling and then I didn't listen to it and then I regretted it. Please, everybody that may hear this, please listen to that feeling.
Okay, I have a question. How can you tell the difference between that feeling and over intellectualizing something because sometimes you can talk yourself into a feeling that's not really a feeling. And how do you tell the difference?
There's a difference between rumination and an instinctual feeling. Rumination is going over and over and over something. Instinctual, it's a hit that seems to impact you in a completely different way. Rumination is when our minds take over. Instinctive is when you get a gut feeling or an actual physiological connection to it. There's a big difference.
There's this thing that I've sort of called like tugs. Like I have had in my life, I call them like spiritual tugs where it's not even an instinct, it's deeper. It's like this thing that is just undeniable that comes at you where you're like, no matter what, this is happening. And it is, no matter how many things are speaking to the contrary, it is 100% certain. And I could say I maybe have 3 or 4, maybe 5 of them in my entire life. So when I tell you it's not just an instinct, it is a tug. Is that a thing? Like, where it almost seems past life or intuitive in a way that's next level, because you just know this is happening no matter what.
Welcome to my world.
Do you get that, Ellen?
That's my reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever I say, I don't question. I just let it come out. And it is undeniable, unrefutable. It may not make sense at the moment. Like when I said children, you went to little children. I didn't know why I said children. But the fact is, there is clarity when we stop, when we don't have anxiety, and we just think about the message, it becomes clear. There is no noise. There is nothing about it that makes you feel, I'm not a woo-woo kind of gal. And I think you both know that.
Right.
I'm not that kind of person. It is a feeling that you just know and you can trust. And by the way, people can change their outcome based on will. People have free will. They could make it not happen. Have at it. Have at it. Go ahead. Do your thing.
It's pretty incredible. The power of the mind. It's a pretty incredible thing. There's something to it.
The power of the mind is a receiving energy, a receiving antenna. Once you plug in, there's no question. You can't. Once you go to the mind, you don't go back. It's something I don't even know what the saying would be that I would associate with that. But let me just say, once you recognize your power, you can't make believe you're not.
I love it.
I love it.
I love you.
Okay, let's get on to we actually have a question from one of our listeners for you, which is a really interesting question. So every week on this show, we do a segment called Ask a GLU. GLU stands for Girl Like Us. Penelope is the ultimate GLU. Like, let's be real.
She is the queen.
The queen GLU. And one of our GLUs has a question for Penelope today, which is, hi, my name is Chi-Chi, and I have a question for Penelope. Do you have any predictions around AI, and is it going to destroy us?
Well, first of all, Chi-Chi, that was the first name of my first dog. So I'm just letting you know, my first pet, her name was Chi-Chi. So thank you for bringing my first loving pet back to me. I thank you very much for your name. I do not empower outside source to take over anything. I use tools and then I put them away in the box. And I think AI could be wonderful for technology. I think it could be wonderful for medicine. I think there are people that misuse what it stands for and they could use it in a negative way, but there's also some amazing things that they could do with it. Do I give it the energy of takeover? Absolutely not. That's based on us as individuals, how we use this technology and using it for good and not evil. I think it serves a role. I think it serves a purpose.
Right.
But it's also programmed by us, human, and we're not going to ever not have human touch. Sorry, I'm not fearful of it. I know and respect it. I respect the power, but we have to exert. I pulled a card, Chi-Chi, and the card's about courage.
I love it.
Amazing.
I love it.
Thank you for your name.
Thank you.
I love that name.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Well, okay, so our next segment, we do a current State of the Union every week on this show. So I give my in and out list for the week. Lisi gives her in and out, and then we come up with a collective together. So Lisi, would you like to give your in and out for this week?
I shall. Okay, so out is compliments to the chef. Not that the chef does not deserve compliments, but the thing I'm doing now is compliments to the server, because in the spirit of energy, Penelope, I'll tell you this. Every time I get a server at a restaurant, which is pretty much every night, I like to find one thing about them and compliment it. It's genuine. It's not like I'm trying to be manipulative, but I will hone in on one thing and go like, oh, I love your earrings. And I watch their energy completely change before my eyes. And I love having that ability to make someone feel so good in the moment. So
really nice.
I've even been teaching my kids, I'm like, just find one thing about the server every night, just to say a nice thing. And you just like feel this energy shift. So compliments to the server is in, compliments to the chef is out, but it's not really out. You should compliment the chef too.
I really love that you do that. That is so relevant to you being here. And you have no idea that one thought, one nice word can change someone's entire evening.
Totally.
I love that you do that.
It's
and you
true.
never have to worry.
I literally watch
too.
it. I feel it and I see it in their entire face because they're always, of course, like exhausted and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And it's like this, you can actually see their whole energy shift. I ask everyone to just try it. It's really fun.
I think that's wonderful.
I love it.
I think that's, and how about you, Ellen? What's your...
Oh, thank you for asking. My in and out for the week. So this is very topical because a lot of what you've been telling me for the past couple of months is really to just calm down and trust the universe. So my in is trusting the universe and my out is forcing the plot.
Oh,
so I'm trying to really just let things unfold the way that they're supposed to. And which I guess brings us to our collective, because my best friend now says this to me every time I have questions about the way that my life is going. And our in is let go and let Penelope. And our out is let go and let God.
Let go and let God.
What a privilege. What an honor.
Truly. We say it, my best friend, every time. I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. I don't. She goes, Ellen, you got to let go and let Penelope. Like, seriously.
You know, I don't know if you both know this. I'm going to be 70 my next birthday. And it's a big deal to other people. It's not such a big deal, the number. The relevance of it is how long I've been doing the work and serving people. When I say honor and privilege, it's understating the joy and knowing what our paths are and knowing why we're here. And we are all relevant. We all play a role in the bigger scheme of things. And we can't change the negative stuff we're hearing about the world, but we can change our immediate worlds. And it's actually contagious. Kindness, awareness, it's contagious. If we are kind, it can be an amazing aphrodisiac for others. And I just love that you're both so aware of that. And your age, your next generation for me to watch grow and spread that is like, yay, you both of you.
Oh, Penelope.
Thank you.
And I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that.
Yeah. It is true. It is very contagious, and we're trying.
Actually, I've got a much bigger boss who I'm doing his work. Or, I'm not great with the pronouns, but let me just say, but the fact is, I believe that we are doing what we are here for. And if we're not, life gets bumpy because we're going against the resistance of what we're supposed to be doing. And when things are going smoothly, we're on path.
Yeah.
We are on the right path.
Yeah, totally.
Penelope.
Well, Penelope,
thank you. Do you want people to find you and call you, or do you not?
Of course.
Yes.
Do you want to tell people how to be in touch with you?
Oh, I would love that. That would be lovely. I now have my number. I have to say my telephone number's on that show, and there were 38,000 people in 1 week that saw my show on that program on the internet, and I was stunned. That's a village like that. I mean, I don't even know that amount of people. I mean, that's insane,
right?
But the only way I would want people to find me is word of mouth, and I really that's such a how much can I appreciate that? I don't think there's enough. I love you guys, and the fact that anybody wants to say my name to somebody else. Oh my God.
My gosh.
It's beyond words for me. It's just beyond words.
Well, this was such a privilege. So if you don't mind, can we put your phone number in the description so people can find you?
Yes. That's the only number I have. But please, I'm in New York City. I get calls at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. People don't know what zone I'm on. I'm in New York.
Just text her. Just text her, and you turn off your notifications when you go to sleep. I do.
Yes. If I sleep, Lisi. Who sleeps?
I understand that.
And by the way, remember I told you, sweetheart, don't worry about your kids. They got this. They've got this.
Thank you. I mean, thank you. Thank you.
You did a good job, kid.
Yes, I needed to hear that. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
We love you. I mean, I know it's weird to say I love you, but I really do love you.
I love you. Why is that weird?
Very
we
dearly.
can love each other.
I love you.
Okay, we love each other. Okay, I'm going to start saying I love you at the end of our calls.
This is like a throuple.
There's never enough of that, girls.
Love.
There's never enough of that. Thank you.
It's true. Well, Penelope, we love you so much.
We love
thank you so much for being here with us today. This was truly an honor and a privilege and just a joy.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Yeah, loved it.
Thank you, Penelope.
Bye-bye, girls.
Thank you so much, Penelope. Thank you. I'm like, I feel crazy.
I know.
Thank you.
That was intense.
It's a lot.
Honestly, the sweat, the stumbling over words.
Oh, my God.
Guys, we are shook from that situation.
Shooketh.
You're sweating.
I'm a little shiny.
But you were never shiny. That was Penelope. That's Penelope coming through your pores.
Oh, my God, totally. GLUs, thank you so much. Thank you, Penelope, for joining us today. That was such an honor, a joy, and a privilege. Thank you, GLUs, for listening to our show. I'm Ellen Marlowe.
I'm Lisi Harrison. And if you have any questions moving forward about our guests or anything going on in your life, please send it to thestateofthereunion@gmail.com.
Yes, we would love to hear from you in our inbox. Please write to us. We love our GLUs, which brings me to another point. Go engage with us on social media. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. We are in video format on our Substack as well. Our Instagram and TikTok is EhMaGawd Podcast. You can get all the funny clips and all the updates there. It's a great place to be, so definitely check that out. And I want to say thank you to our graphics goddess, Bella Tamayo. Thank you. We could not do any of this without you. We adore you, and we're so grateful for you. And GLUs, we're so grateful for you. Thank you for tuning into our show. And if you need to call Penelope or want to call Penelope, just out of genuine curiosity, as you gathered from this episode, she is just an absolute delight. There is no reason to be afraid. So please give Penelope a call if you are needing a reading of any kind, and she will give you some guidance. So thank you for listening to our show.
Wear deodorant because you're going to sweat. You're going to sweat.
And we will see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Bye. Bye.